fun begins.
How's it going?
Hello.
Well,
Greetings, young Jedi.
hello there.
Hey everyone, Harvard Toy Reviews here, and today we're taking a look at the Star Wars The Black Series, Obi Wan Kenobi, as he appears in Star Wars Revenge of the Sith. A great movie for Obi-Wan, except for the end there. That wasn't a great movie moment for him, but it had to be done! So, I am so excited. Hasbro has finally redone Obi-Wan Kenobi for the first time since, like, January of 2024, or 2014, I mean. And that figure was bad when it came out then. Walmart used to have pegs of Obi-Wan Kenobi Revenge of the Sith when I was a kid. I don't blame Hasbro for being mildly hesitant. Hopefully, we buy these out and prove to them that we don't have a problem with Obi-Wan, we have a problem with garbage action figures, which that was at the time. But I am so excited. I got this from Amazon. However, this wave is also popping up in stores at Walmart's. I saw one today at Walmart when I picked up Chimere. Come back on Wednesday for that review. I'm so excited to get into it. And a quick plug. When the channel hits 2,500 subscribers, I will be giving away this Tactical Ops Trooper, or just a 501st. The box may not be perfectly mint, but it'll be free to anyone in the US. So when we hit 2,500 subscribers, we will be giving that away in a separate video. So if you haven't subscribed, subscribe. If you have friends that don't subscribe, what's wrong with them? Go find better friends if they won't. That's all for now. Let's get into the review. Here's Obi-Wan Kenobi in the box. We'll take a quick look. You have a Black Series logo above a big window showing Obi-Wan and his singular lightsaber accessory off well. He is number 4 in the Revenge of the Sith line. There's his name, the movie name, Warning 4 Plus Hasbro. This side of the box features a really cool artwork of Obi-Wan on Mustafar and his name down below. Wraparound window, wraparound stripe, Black Series logo. Around back is another Black Series logo, another picture of Obi-Wan, his name and bio in 5 different languages. Pause and read whichever language is easiest for you to read. He's number 4 again in the line once more. Attention, Disney, Hasbro, barcode, legal hoopty-doopty, and then a hanger tab. Very standard Hasbro action figure stuff. So all said, let's go ahead and get him out of the box and see what we're getting in the review. Here's Obi-Wan out of the packaging, and he looks pretty amazing. Let's go ahead and start with his one and only accessory, being his lightsaber, where there is some minor disappointment. For starters, the shade of blue, very nice. Very similar to the same shade they used on the Anakin in the same wave, and I like that. The blade is removable, so you can have just a hilt, and the hilt features a peg that allows the hilt to be worn on the figure's belt. You just peg it into the hole like so, and he wears it nicely. However, taking a little bit of a closer look at the hilt, they have done almost everything right. Nice silver pommel, little black control area, little silver like band around it, a little bit of copper on the box, that's nice. Got some black on the grip, some gold around the emitter, and they didn't paint the actual emitter silver. Now, black is fairly accurate to the Alec Guinness prop. That would be okay for a old Ben Kenobi. However, a prequel Obi-Wan Kenobi needs silver up there. So that is upsetting to me that got missed. It's just, it's a little thing, but I don't know, my eye goes right to it. So I will commentate on it. So, while the lightsaber, there's a little bit of a miss. What is not a miss is Obi-Wan Kenobi. Bringing him up, just look at that likeness. That is Ewan McGregor through and through. That is oh so good. This is not reuse of that pretty good head we've had for the last couple of years since the 03 Clone Wars Obi-Wan. And they put it on the 08 Clone Wars Obi-Wan. I mean, don't get me wrong, that's a fine head sculpt and I like it. But I feel like this is just a little bit more on the nose, and I love it. Very nice paint on the beard. The hair is very nicely sculpted with just a little bit of a hint of a wash in there, just to really darken up some areas of that sculpt. It looks oh so good. I know in Revenge of the Sith, he was starting to get just little wisps of silver on the temples. That might have been nice to try and include, but not essential. Looking at Obi-Wan, he does look quite nice. He is in his tan Revenge of the Sith outfit, and he looks really good. Now, unlike Anakin, the fabric like bands that go over the shoulders are not separate rubberized pieces. They are all one tunic overlay, although they are rubberized, and they do get out of the way of the articulation. We'll show that a little bit more later on. I was hoping they would be layered a little bit like the Anakin was, but alas, we can't have everything in life. The belt looks very, very nice, featuring a pouch on this side, 4 cylinders, all of which are different colors, except for the 2 silvers on either side. Nice paint on the belt buckle, and some little painted-in rivets there. Got a pouch, his lightsaber peg hole there, around back. You have more pouches, looking really, really good, nothing to complain about here. And yeah, it's your very standard Jedi robes. He features the same sleeve design that Anakin has, where you actually see forearm up the sleeve, and it's articulated at the base of the forearm and the wrist, which is really, really nice. The sleeves are sculpted to where they're kind of baggy looking, baggier at the back, a little lifted in the front. That'll work well for saber posing. His pants are a nice tan brown color, darker, of course, than the tunic, and they go down to the reddish brown leather boots, which look quite nice. There aren't any paint hits on those. There are little places where maybe they could have put a little hit or two, but I'm not particularly bothered. It's a mass-produced retail toy. So, looking at Obi-Wan all around, I gotta say, as far as anything important to the Revenge of the Sith outfit, it is there. I am super happy. But, yeah, I really can't bring myself to say anything bad. This is just a superb figure. The top 10 list of the year is going to be a very hard list to do, I gotta say, because like Hasbro has really been cooking, and yeah, I just really, really love what we're getting here. To run through some quick articulation, Obi-Wan features the double ball neck, allowing him to look that far up, which is nice, that far down, side to side, and some pivot in there. His arms come up to a T-pose where there is a very deep butterfly joint. The arms can do a 360 at the shoulder, and the tunic is rubbery enough that you could put a crease in it and get his arms straight up, although that might stay in there when you lower the arm. So maybe you don't want to permanently pose him like that. There is a single jointed elbow that goes a little past 90, swivels at the elbow. Again, like I said, there's a ball joint at the base of the forearm and then at the wrist, so you get some insane range of the hand all around. I mean, what more could you ask for? Features a mid-torso ball joint, allowing him to crunch that far forward, that far back, get side to side, and some pivot in there. He can do a pretty wide splits. He can kick basically straight forward, a little bit back. There is no thigh swivel because it's all modern articulation. You can pivot it on the ball joint just a little bit there. Looks very nice. With the single jointed knees that go to 90 and then swivel at the knee, which gives you that same articulation point as the thigh, just a little lower. And then there is a boot cut. Loving the boot cut lately. Hasbro has not been cheaping out on the boot cuts. I love that. The feet can then point straight down if you force it about that far forward, and there's a forward-facing pin for rocker, allowing you to get him standing in pretty wide stances with both feet flat on the floor. So here's Obi-Wan flanked by a variety of characters. Here he is next to Anakin, and I feel the scale is pretty good here. I feel like Hayden Christensen's like a 6'1", 6'2" kind of guy, and Ewan McGregor's like a 5'10". So Anakin being a little taller than Obi-Wan makes sense to me. He looks really nice next to the Revenge of the Sith 20th Commander Cody there, the Walmart exclusive. The Commander Gal that we get in the same wave, and the Sand Trooper we get in the same wave. You know, all the trooper types are rocking in right at 6 inches. As you see, Anakin is just a touch taller than some of the troopers, and the troopers are a touch taller than Obi-Wan, and I just feel it scales nice. Speaking of troopers, don't forget the 501st Trooper giveaway at 2,500 subscribers! So at the end of the day, what do I think of the new Obi Wan Kenobi from Revenge of the Sith? Beautiful. It's just absolutely beautiful. What an amazingly complimentary piece to the same Anakin in the wave. Of course, these two debuted in that Mustafar Duel SDCC 2-pack that was on Pulse for 17 seconds a couple weeks ago and hasn't restocked yet, although I am confident it will. But this is a great way to get alternate versions of these characters out there for those of us that weren't fast enough or premium members and able to get that set. That set ultimately does feature some more pieces, but this is just a fine way to get an Obi-Wan on the shelf. And for the price of $25, I think he's a fine figure. There's really nothing that I could ask for more other than maybe another drop of silver paint for the hilt that would have really, really fixed it. It wouldn't have bothered me if it was a place that was like under his hands when you pose him with it. It's the fact that it's the emitter. It's where the blade comes from. I'm like, try just a little harder there, Hasbro. But I'm not going to super complain. I ultimately really do like this figure and how he turned out. I'm very, very happy with it, and I think you will be too. So if you see Obi-Wan out on the shelves, in stock online, whatever the story may be, add him to your collection. I don't think you'll have any regrets. Just a fine, fine example of everything Hasbro's capable of these days. That's all for now. I'm going to go work on another video, so until next time, may the Force be with each and every one of you. I will catch you all next time. Until then, peace.